Hey everyone, welcome back to Hit Wicket, and today I thought I'd do a quick preview on the second test between Pakistan and Australia. The Pakistani officials and players, such as Ramiz Raja, have indicated that they want a result in Karachi, and that leads me to think that they will make a spin-friendly pitch, or at least one that breaks up. I don't want to say it, but that first test was a very poor advertisement for Test cricket. The pitch early on seemed very flat, but you'd still expect some breakup. Instead, it stayed the same throughout. When there's 14 wickets taken across 5 days, there's definitely a problem with the pitch. But moving on to this test. Looking at Team Australia, they'll be happy with most of their bats getting time in the middle, albeit on the flattest track in the world. Their bowling though is once again of concern. For a team that prides itself on being known as one of the finest bowling attacks on the globe, they sure haven't shown that when touring Asian countries. It's a reoccurring issue that the quicks all seem quite similar on these pitches. Lyon also gets nowhere near as much purchase from the pitch as home spinners. In fact, Labuschagne looked more threatening with the ball. This leads me to believe that Australia should breed Swepson into the XI for the second test. Firstly, I wouldn't go Agar because, excluding being a left armer, he's quite similar to Lyon. Both are quite tall, both rely on bounce and don't turn it that much, while Swepson is more of an X-factor, a leg spinner, who's shorter of height and may extract more skid, which is more dangerous on the slower, lower nature of subcontinent wickets. For me, he comes in for Stark. Yes, I know he won the Allan Border medal, but unlike in Aussie conditions, Stark doesn't get that purchase off the pitch, and he seems to have lost his ability to reverse swing the ball since the Cape Town scandal, funnily enough. Stark is a bowler who bowls a lot of hit-me balls, half volleys and half trackers, but he randomly bowls jaffers to pick up wickets. But that's usually because the pitch gives him some seam movement or swing, both of which he is very unlikely to receive here. Cummins is skipper, so automatically he's in the side, and Hazelwood's metronomic accuracy gives stability and pressure from one end, which is all that is needed from the seamers in these conditions. The rest of the side stays the same. Green and Cummins once again can play the role of enforcer with the ball, trying to bowl bounces to get the batsman out, and they'll bank on the top four of Warner, Khawaja, Labuschagne and Smith going big again, being the most experienced and able members of the batting lineup. For Pakistan, they'll be happy with what they did in Rawalpindi. Their openers got huge runs, they got 10 wickets in one innings on a pretty lifeless pitch, so for me I can only see one change, which would be to bring in Fahim Ashraf for Iftikhar, just for more balance with the bat and the ball. Noman and Sajid look the goods, and could both be on for a big bag at Karachi if conditions are what I think they'll be. Nazim and Shaheen were impressive on a pitch that offered nothing, got quite a few plain misses, swung it around and bowled some decent bounces. That first test was truly a huge blessing for the Pakistani batsmen, as the guys who hadn't been scoring runs or are quite inexperienced, being Imam, Shafiq and Azhar, have now buckets of runs in one game, and the rest who didn't get a bat have all been in pretty good form over the last year, being Babar, Fawad Alam and Mohammad Rizwan. Pakistan definitely enter this game as favourites. Once again, I think winning the toss will go huge way to winning the game, and I think Australia have to make the brave selection call to breed Swepson, instead of staying in the old mindset of having 3 quicks and 1 spinner, to try to look more threatening in the subcontinent. Let me just say this, if the second test is another pitch like Rawalpindi, Australia probably won't tour Pakistan again for another 24 years. Let me know in the comments below if you think Swepson and Fahim will come in for the second test, and who you think will win the second test, and until next time, I'll see you guys later.
It's the calm before the storm. Things aren't as they were.